Whether you're listening on the Apple or the Spotify or the YouTube or watching this live on Instagram, good to see you. First question I got this morning when I put this up on Instagram was, I asked for questions for the Wednesday plug. The first question I got is Davey ever happy with a golf shot? Because if you watch my Instagram reel at Seapoint, you can see Davey hit a good ball starting right at the flag, and he just drops his club. And it seems like he does that in every single shot, and I'll agree, he does. So Davey will miss a 25-footer, and he'll be wondering how he missed that or how he misread it, or there was something on the green, and he'll go around like a Matt Wallace sort of player and start tapping the green and wonder what the issues were there. Yeah. So no, that's the first question I'll answer. Davey is never happy with a golf shot. Let me see, what do we have on? So number 2 is this morning, I've just signed up for the Bogey Men 2-man team event in Moyvalley. Should be a great event. I'm excited. I got a message from Johnny at the Bogey Men, and it seems like they've almost sold out. So if you're looking to get involved, get your tickets now. It's gonna be a good event. It's a shotgun start at 11 a.m. Everybody off at the one time. There's whiskey tasting. There's beer, complimentary beers, I believe. There's dinner. There's a stay and play option. So I think this could be really good in Moyvalley, and they have some celebrity guests on the way as well. So tickets aren't expensive, especially for the stay and play options. So I'll be going with a few of my friends, and as well as that, I love Moyvalley as well. I think it's a great golf course designed by Darren Clark. I've played pretty well there. I've won 2 competitions there, and I haven't won a lot of competitions. So 2 of my competitions coming in, or 2 of my wins at competitions coming in at Moyvalley. You can bet your arse I'll be there. So Friday 20th of May, stay and play option, or just play. I'm going there with myself and Dave are teaming up, and then we're going there with 2 friends. And yeah, so I thought I'd just plug that in here because I think it'll be a great day. What else is happening here? So I'm going to keep this pretty brief. I played Seapoint at the weekend. Seapoint is great. It's not your typical links layout. It's especially the front 9. It's not very much in the dunes. It's a little bit parklandy with a few runoff areas and stuff like that. The bunkers are well placed. The back 9, I thought, was very, very good. So that was actually a 2-man team event as well. It's just my brother and I. And the back 9, very, very good. The 14th green is set with the trees in the backdrop. It's just a really nice setting for the hole. The 15th, short left, there's a massive runoff, which is what you expect from a links course. The 16th is a 338-yard par 4. And it tempts you to go for it because you're looking out at the beach on your right-hand side, and it tempts you to go for it in 1, but you're never going to reach it. But it's a great hole. The 17th hole at Seapoint, you're hitting in between the dunes, and sometimes you can't see where your ball came down. And that's just the excitement that you look for when you play a links course. So the 18th is also a par 5. Now, I did play fairly well at it, so that was nice as well. But I love Seapoint. I thought it was great. And it was bought by Car Golf for a certain amount of money over the last few months. So I'm expecting a few renovations. I know they're renovating their clubhouse right now, but I thought it was just a fantastic course. It's not your typical links that you expect down in Kerry or Donegal or Sligo, but the back 9, it really does come alive. So I loved Seapoint. We haven't deep dived into a PGA Tour event in a while, so I wanted to do that this week because there's not much else happening apart from the SGL, which I spoke at length for about last week. Lee Westwood just came out today and said that he wants to go play. If you watch his interview over Sky Sports, it's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. He basically he begins by making a good argument, and then he goes on to say that's basically just sports washing. I think it's he just let himself down with it. He's going over there, and they've all been told to say the exact same thing, that they're going to to grow the game and blah blah blah, yada yada. But realistically, they're all going there for their own pockets, and I think that's what's frustrating everybody right now is that they won't just accept it. They won't just come out and say, "Yeah, I'm going for the money." Jason Kokrak done, and he's faced no scrutiny for it. So Lee Westwood coming out and saying they're trying to, like a direct quote from his interview with Sky Sports, they're trying to improve their issues through sport. Like, and John Craven at the Irish Golfer was tweeted out, and he made a very, very good point about this. I'm actually going to read John's point. Some line that, how does putting up a series of $25 million golf tournaments for Lee Westwood improve the human rights issues happening in Saudi Arabia? Oh yeah, it doesn't. But Lee says they're improving, so that helps. And this is the issue. Like, he's saying he's trying to grow the game and trying to help a society evolve. They still execute 81 people this year. I'm not going to delve into it again because I said I wouldn't. But Lee Westwood's come out today with this interview, and I'm going to share a link to it later on my Instagram story, so you can check it out there. But yeah, I didn't want to get sidetracked, so I'm not going to get sidetracked. Let's talk a little bit about the Wells Fargo Championship happening this week. So as we all know, Wells Fargo Championship is usually held at Quail Hollow. And this year, because the President's Cup is being held at Quail Hollow, it's moving back to TPC Potomac. I think I'm pronouncing that right. TPC Potomac. Let's do that. It's an Ault, Clark and Sneed design, which opened in 1986, and they held a PGA Tour event from 1987 to 2006. Went on 2006, yeah. In 2007, underwent a significant renovation, and it's held a few Corn Ferry Tour events and the PGA Tour's Quicken Loans national events in 2017 and 2018. So a little bit about the course. From what I've read this week, accuracy is going to be vital to success, and it's supposed to be very tough around the greens. The bunkers are some of the toughest on tour. It's a par 70, 7,160 yards, tight fairways. It's firm, it's fast. It was the 7th toughest course on the PGA Tour in 2017. And the greens, I believe, are the 4th smallest on the PGA Tour. The par 5s averaged in 2017, I believe they averaged 4.83. And there's 8 par 4s that are all over 440 yards long. It's very, very long, but requires precision off the tee from what I've heard. I'm going to read out this quote that Kyle Stanley said in 2017 when he won. One of the more difficult courses I think we have played this year. You have to keep the ball in front of you. It's pretty demanding off the tee. If you get a little bit out of position, it just creates problems for yourself. So being in the fairway off the tee was something I knew was going to be big this week. Unfortunately, I drove it pretty well this week. So when he won in 2017, he elaborates on the fact that he focused very much so on his driving and keeping the ball in play. Like I mentioned, 7,160 yards. That means there's only one reachable par 5, and 3 to 4 par 3s measure over 190 yards. So, and Data Golf has a really good tool where you can see approach shot distribution, and the approach shots tend to come from 150 to 225 yards, which is far beyond the PGA Tour average. So Kyle Stanley, like I mentioned, Kyle Stanley won in 2017. He bet Charles Howell in a playoff, and Francesco Molinari won by 8 shots in 2018. So Kyle Stanley won a 7 under, and Francesco Molinari won a 21 under. But the second place was Ryan Armour at 13 under, who I've seen a few people pick this week. So the course does play tough. Obviously, Kyle Stanley won there and at 7 under, and Francesco and Molinari win there 21 under is a little bit of an outlier. I think it'll actually be a good week. People were originally giving out about the field when it came out, saying that was a weak field. But I think people have become much more likely to like it, if that makes sense now. So that's good. It's the 5th hardest around the green bunker shots on tour, so placing emphasis on sand saves. And yeah, I think and it ranks 3rd in missed fairway penalty, which is a difference in scoring on average playing from the fairway versus not playing from the fairway, rough or bunkers, etc. That's from DG Betting, his Vince Rex article. So Kyle Stanley and Francesco Molinari both ranked in top 10 on tour in proximity from 175 to 200 yards. I can see Dave's just joined the Instagram live. Dave, it is great to have you on board. Thank you very much for joining. Let me just sidetrack here for a second because I think Dave needs to hear this. One of the first questions I got this morning, Dave, was, are you ever happy with a golf shot? And I referenced the fact that you will miss a putt from 25 feet and be disappointed with it and go around tapping the green like a Matt Wallace sort of player, wondering what were the imperfections in the green, because you read it so perfectly and you always started on the right line. That was the first question I got this morning. I thought that was pretty good. So yeah, Dave, some shade being thrown at you. Anyways, let's get back here to TPC Potomac, the Wells Fargo Championship. So the favorite this week is Rory Mcilroy. I'm not sure of his odds. I believe he's around 7-1. And he's just coming off that unbelievable final round at the Masters where he holed out from the bunker on 18. He holed out from off the green at 10. He gained 7.2 strokes, I believe, on the Sunday at the Masters. And he just went lights out. He gained 5.7 strokes around the green. Actually, 7.4, almost 7.4 strokes tee the green at the Masters. Roy is your favorite again this week. And at 7-1, because Roy's played so well at Wells Fargo when it was held at Quail Hollow, I don't know if 7-1 is justified considering it's gone to a new course that nobody's ever really seen, but it's interesting. So Rory will be your favorite this week. Who else are we looking at? Cory Connors. So people have been hammering on the drum about Cory Connors this week. I'm going to try to keep each of these to around 45, 60 seconds because I don't want it to go on for too long. Cory Connors, everybody's beating around the drum. He's finished top 12 in his last 3 finishes. Top 12 in 3 out of his last 4 finishes. Top 12 in 4 out of his last 6 finishes on the PGA Tour. He's striking the hell out of the wall at the moment, which is what people want to see. He's third in greens and regulation on tour this year. Third in the field in greens and regulation. And he's 6th in the field in total driving. So it's your accuracy plus your distance. And he's 2nd in par 4 scoring. People keep hammering on the drum that this is just a perfect course for him and you'd be crazy not to bet him. I'm not telling you what to bet, but I'm just referencing what other people have said. And I have never seen so much love for Cory Connors this week. So people are fascinated by Cory Connors this week. Tony Finau. So Tony Finau had hit the most backdoor top 10 that you would get since Dustin Johnson finished top 10 at the Players with a closing count like 62 on Sunday. Tony Finau came out and did something similar last week. He striked the hell out of the ball, which was great to see. So, and that's given people a lot of hope for Tony Finau again this week. Tony's issue so far this season, last time I checked, he was ranked 206 in strokes gained putting. Last week, he lost 5.3 strokes putting over the first 2 rounds, and then he started gaining strokes putting in the last 2 rounds. He struck the hell out of the ball, like I mentioned. So Tony Finau is getting a lot of love this week, and yeah, when he's striking the ball as well as he is, he's gained at least 2 strokes off the tee in his last 4 starts, and he gained 8 strokes in approach last week. Strike the ball so well. He just needs to get that putter rolling. So do with that what you will. Abraham Answer, not getting much love, I don't think, from what I've seen. Cory Connors, we've gone through him already. Matt Fitzpatrick is another one. So let's go through Matt Fitzpatrick. He finished miscut at the RBC Heritage, 14th at the Masters, 18th at the Match Play, T5 at the Valspar. Striking the ball pretty well, and for a man who's gained so many strokes, who started gaining strokes off the tee this year, and started getting a lot of strokes off the tee, people are valuing Matt Fitzpatrick a lot this week, considering how accurate he is, I believe, off the tee. He also finished T9 at the Arnold Palmer, T10 at the Phoenix Open, and T6 at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Steve Bamford's article goes through a little bit about course comparisons and trying to reference what courses are similar to the courses they're playing this week. Matt Fitzpatrick finished 4th and 6th at TPC Southwind. He finished 6th at Olympia Fields. He finished 5th in 2021 at Riviera Country Club, 5th in 2022 at Copperhead. And his argument is that these are all tree-line golf courses to varying degrees, which is similar to what we're going to expect this week. So seeing a lot of love for Matt Fitzpatrick this week. I haven't gone through Twitter that much, but I'm trying to work out if I've seen more love for Cory Connors or more love for Matt Fitzpatrick, Cory Connors or Keegan Bradley this week. Keegan has caught everybody's eye. So he's gaining strokes off the tee in his last 9 out of 11 starts, measured starts or something. His approach play is very, very good. And around the green, he tends to be pretty good as well. He gained 5.7 strokes around the green at the Valero Texas Open. Keegan is I don't want to say he's hit or miss because he's not really hit or miss, but his off the tee game and his approach game is so good. His around the green game has got a lot better in recent weeks. It's just his issue with the putter. He lost 0.97 strokes putting last week Valero, but prior to the Alan Palmer Invitational in March, he had lost strokes putting in 7 out of his previous 8 starts on tour. 7 out of his previous 9 starts on tour. Keegan Bradley, and people are arguing saying that this course shouldn't affect him too much. He's 43rd in driving accuracy this season, I believe, and 24th in bogey avoidance, which will be crucial this week because we want to avoid those players who are going to have the high scores. So that's from the Model Maniac on Twitter. Who else are we seeing love for this week? Max Homa. Okay, let's dive into Max Homa a little bit here. So with Patrick Reed, no, not for Gary Woodland, actually. Let's just do him first. Gary Woodland's getting some love again this week. He finished tied for 24th at the Mexico Open last week, tied for 8th at the Valero Texas Open, tied 4 weeks ago, tied for 5th at the Arnold Palmer, tied for 5th at the Honda Classic. Started turning it around. That's 3 top 10s in his last 7 finishes, 5 top 24s in his last 7 finishes. He's gaining strokes ball striking, which is great for him. His only issue is that he's lost strokes putting in his last 2 starts, and quite a lot. He lost 3.4 strokes putting last week and 6.4 strokes putting at the Masters. But he started turning it around, and you can do with Gary Woodland what you like, because I do like him this week. I think he's, like I mentioned, striking the ball a lot better than what he was. If he can turn the putter around a little bit, that's great for him. I'm just looking up to see where he ranks in strokes gained putting this year. He ranks 68, which isn't too bad. Strokes gained off the tee, he ranks 64th. He's 15th in driving distance, which I don't value that much this week. And he's 178th in driving accuracy percentage. Scrap that. We're not going for Gary Woodland this week. This is based off what I've heard. No, Gary Woodland is out the door, and he's 72nd in sand save percentage. No. So he's striking the ball well, but just I don't trust the accuracy of his driver, and his putter just been a little bit cold in recent weeks. Let's do Max Homa. All right. So actually, Patrick Reed, no, not for me. He started being a bit better with the driver recently, but his approach play is still awful. Paul Casey, off the tee, he's been bad in the last 3 events, but his approach play has been good. I've seen he ranked like number 3 or 4 on somebody's model. Do a Paul Casey what you wish. He finished 3rd at the Players, but he's coming in with those bad back injuries. And he withdrew from the Pro-Am today. So I'll be avoiding Paul Casey. Sergio Garcia, meh. He's good out of the bunkers. His approach play has been bad in recent weeks. He's lost strokes and approach in 5 out of his last 6 starts. But gained 6.8 at the Masters, where he finished 23rd. No. Let's get down to this guy, Max Homa. Actually, there's 3 players in a row here who I want to quickly go through. Right. First things first, Max Homa. He finished 10th and 7th at Pebble Beach in 2 out of his last 3 starts there, I believe, or 4 starts. 5th in 2020 and 10th in 2022 at Riviera, 6th at Copperhead in 2021, 6th at Murfield in 2021. So it's that kind of same narrative again, where it's the tree-lined, the test and tree-lined version of this course, similar to this course. And that is the thing about Max Homa, is that he has performed well at these tree-line courses, similar to what we're going to expect at TPC Potomac this week. He's working with Phil Kenyon, and I've only found this out from Steve Bamford, working with Phil Kenyon in terms of producing more consistent putting performances. So his last 4 events, he's lost strokes putting, and which hasn't been great, but I'm not overly worried about that this year. He's strokes gained tracer. Oh, that's just something else. So yeah, Max Homa has been good. He's been striking the hell out of the ball. He was actually one of my picks for the Masters, but the putter's just gone cold in recent weeks. And if he's working with Phil Kenyon, like Steve Bamford says, hopefully he can turn the putter around. And if he turns the putter around, he will definitely make ends meet this week. And he also won at challenging courses that weren't birdie fests, such as Quail Hollow, Riviera, Silverado. So yeah, he went on a 4-week stretch, or 5 out of 6 events, where he finished top 17 in all 5 starts. So Max Homa doing pretty good at the moment. Siwoo Kim, all right, I'm just going to mention him because I've just seen him in an article that I've read, and I want to quickly mention Siwoo Kim. So he hasn't missed a cut since the Shriners. He's finished top 45 in 7 out of his last 9 tournaments. He has an exceptional track in shorter courses, and he's one of the most underrated drivers of the ball. And my Instagram just dropped a little bit. And he's one of the most consistent drivers of the ball. Siwoo Kim could be a pretty good option for anybody looking for that this week. And we need to reconnect to Instagram because we live in a farm. Cool. Sorry for the internet that dropped there on Instagram. Living on a farm ain't always easy. How far are we into this? God, 22 minutes. These are supposed to be 15 minutes. All right, let's just do 1 or 2 more. Seamus Power started turning it around recently. He gained 4.4 strokes at the Masters, where he finished 27th. He qualified at the WGC match play, where he finished solo 5th. And at the Players, he finished tied 33rd. Seamus Power has definitely started turning it around again recently, we were worried about him because the Arnold Palmer, the Genesis, and the Phoenix Open, he had 3 missed cuts in a row. But recently, he's starting to strike the ball a little bit better. So let's hope for Seamus Power again this week. So that's Max Homa, Siwoo Kim, Seamus Power. I like them all this week. I want to quickly go through Matt Kutcher. If you like a punt, he finished tied 3rd at the RBC Heritage, and he finished tied 2nd at the Valero Texas Open. He's done it all with the putter. He's gained over 7 strokes putting in his last 2 tournaments. But Matt Kutcher definitely has potential to perform here. And the fact that it's only 7,160 yards. Oh my God, we got Brian Kirshner. I haven't even looked at my YouTube chat. BK, sorry, got a message from Brian Kirshner on YouTube. BK, we're live on Instagram and YouTube, and this is going out on Spotify and Apple. So thanks for joining in. But you're unfortunate because I think we're just towards the end of this. All right, Sepp Straka. Let's just do one quick one on him. He won at the Honda Classic a few weeks ago. He missed cut at the Arnold Palmer. That's to be expected because when you win, it's just such an emotional overload that sometimes you just turn around. But then he came back again, and this is what I'm most impressed with. He finished T9 at the Players, 35th at the match play, don't mind that, 30th at the Masters, and T3 at the RBC Heritage. His putter has been on fire recently. He's gained strokes putting in his last 7 tournaments, over 2 strokes putting in 6 out of his last 7 tournaments. His approach play has been a little bit poor in recent weeks, but he started turning it around again at the RBC Heritage. So, yeah, I don't mind Sepp Straka this week. Francesco Molinari, so he won here in 2018, but he's not playing well this week. So, or he's not playing well this year. So I don't think I'll be going near Francesco Molinari. Brian Maguire, thanks for joining in the Instagram chat. Let us know your pick for this week. Ricky Fowler. No, I feel bad for Ricky. He's just been last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's last 10 starts. He's had one top 40. Not for me this week, Ricky. And I'm only mentioning because I know a lot of people will be on him. Kurt Kitayama finished tied for second at the Mexico Open last week, which I didn't see much of because it's been because it was a bank holiday weekend and there was too much golf to be played. So he finished tied second at the Mexico Open and he's won a few times from the European Tour. He gained 7.5 strokes ball striking last week. He just lost out to the mammoth that is John Rahm, who we actually haven't mentioned. I don't see there's anybody else. No. All right. We are 26 minutes into this. And as usual, we've gone over the 5-minute marker. I just want to quickly summarize what we've gone through here. Questions about, is Dave ever happy with a shot on the golf course? No, he'll miss a wedge. He'll miss a green from 175 yards and he'll wonder what the wind was doing or if the wind changed. But he was happy with his swing on my Instagram reel on the 17th hole last day. So if that means anything. The Bogey Men have their event coming up at Moyvalley on the 20th of May, which I will be attending. Should be a great day. Read your comments. No. Should be a great day at Moyvalley. So myself, Dave, 2 friends are going to play. It's a 2-man team event, and the money that you pay includes your dinner. It includes a little bit of whiskey taste and a little bit of drinks. So thanks, Johnny from the Bogey Men, for reaching out to me. And it's a shotgun start. So we start at 11 a.m. Should be finished around 3, half 3. And it should be a good night. So there's stay and play options there as well. Seapoint, brilliant back 9. I loved it. It's not the most renowned for its links architecture, but the back 9, especially the last 5 holes, it comes into its element. And the Wells Fargo, so there's been love for Max Homa, Siwoo Kim, Cory Connors and Keegan Bradley seem to be 2 of the favourites this week. Russell Henley maybe a little bit. Siwoo Kim, Seamus Power was highlighted again, and Brian Maguire, good friend, has just said that Tony the Tiger all the way. So Tony had his tied second finish last week, and he started turning around the putter in recent weeks. So do it that way you will. Okay, sweet. I think that's everything. Guys, enjoy your evening. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to golf this weekend. I think I might be meeting Johnny from the Bogey Men on Friday evening. So let's see how that goes. He wants to make a video, but I have an argument because my golf game hasn't existed in recent weeks apart from last weekend. So let's see how it goes. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend. Chat soon.